Hello guys, welcome to Gustav's programming tutorials where we learn everything programming. We are continuing on our Java tutorial lessons. In today's lesson, we will look at the looping structures in Java programming. Our first of which is the while loop. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button and notification icon to get notified for more videos from this channel. So, for starters, what is a loop or loop structure? A loop is a structure that allows you to repeat an execution of a block of statement. If it is true, a block of statements called the loop body is executed and the expression is evaluated again. The loop body can be a single statement or a block of statements between curly braces. A single loop execution is called an iteration. As long as the loop's Boolean expression is true, the statements in the loop body continue to execute. If the expression is false, the loop ends. There are several loop structures in Java, but in this lesson, we will be looking at the while loop. So, what is a while loop? A while loop is a loop in which the loop's Boolean expression is the first statement in the loop and is evaluated before the loop body executes. The mechanism of the while loop is that it executes continually as long as the Boolean expression that controls entry into the loop continues to be true. The syntax of the while loop is that it consists of the keyword while followed by Boolean expression in parentheses, which is followed by the body of the loop in curly braces. There are two types of while loop. One of them is the definite or counted loop, which executes a specific number of times. This type of loop is used by programmers who know the precise number of times a loop should execute. The second one is the indefinite loop, whose number of iterations is unknown by the programmer, but is determined while the program is running. Now let's look at how to write a definite while loop. To write a definite while loop, 1. We first initialize a loop control variable. This variable's value determines whether the loop execution continues. The next step is to compare the loop control variable with another value that will be our Boolean expression. While the test is true, the loop body continues to execute. The last step is to include a statement that alters the loop control variable. This last step is needed to ensure that the loop has an end. Without it, the loop will never end. Now, let's look at how to use a while loop in an example program. So, for example, suppose we want to display numbers from 1 to 5 inclusive. Let's first declare our loop control variable. So, int num equals 1, semicolon. For our while loop, we type while for our Boolean expression num less than 6. Now for our loop body, we type our output statement num then plus quotations with a space in between the quotation marks, semicolon. Then our loop control variable alteration statement num plus or equal to 1, semicolon. You can also use the plus plus num It's the same thing. Okay, let's run this program. In our output, we get the values 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 displayed with a space between them. So how was this compiled? First, our loop control variable is set to 1. Then it is compared to 6, and because it is less than 6, the loop body executes, displaying the value of num, which is 1, and then num is increased. The next time num is evaluated, it is 2, which is less than 6. So the loop body executes again. The value of num, which is 2, is displayed and num is increased to 3, and so on. Now, when num is 6, the expression now evaluates to false, and the loop ends. Now, suppose we comment out the loop alteration statement. Let's try to run this program and see what happens. As you can see, the program is repeatedly displaying 1. So click on this red button here to stop the loop. In some editors, you can press Ctrl C to terminate the loop. This type of loop is called an infinite loop. What happens is that because there is no code to end the loop, num always remains 1 and the loop never ends, displaying 1. Let's now look at how to write an indefinite loop. In an indefinite loop, the value of the loop control variable is not altered by adding to or subtracting from it, but instead alteration is by some other event, such as using a special value or character to indicate the end of data entry. This special value is called a sentinel value, and such a loop is called an event controlled loop or a sentinel controlled loop. So, to demonstrate, suppose we want to display the user's input and end the program if the user enters -1. We will have to make some changes to our code. So, let's add our import statement on line 1. Now, let's remove the initialization for num, and let's declare the scanner object. Scanner input equals new scanner system.in semicolon. Now, let's prompt the user for input. So, for the print statement, type enter a number or -1 to quit. Now, let's retrieve our input. Num equals input dot next int. Inside our while loop, let's change this to not equal to -1. We remove the quotations and add in to the print statement. On the next line, let's copy our prompt and retrieval statements and paste them inside the loop. Now let's run the program. In our output, after the prompt, we type a number and press enter. Now give 3 different inputs. Now let's type our -1 and see what happens. So we type -1 and press enter. We notice immediately that the program stops. You could have kept on typing values and the program will never end. But immediately you type -1, the Boolean expression evaluates to false and then the loop ends. Well, guys, this is how we write a while loop, both definite and indefinite, in Java. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy, then join me for another demo video, specifically on while loops. Once again, thank you for watching this video and I will see you in the next one.